Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daily Code Challenges. I'm so excited to have you here, and today is day 36 of our Daily Code Challenges, and we have another very interesting challenge to work with. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm simply going to close day 35 and then zoom this in a little bit. Okay, so I'll simply just show what we have for today. It says while loop translation. Using a while loop, write a function a counter word that takes in a word and returns the number of A's within that word. The function counts both lowercase a and uppercase A. All right. So what this is trying to tell us is this. We are going to be using a while loop instead of the for loop we've been using all this while. Because if you notice, we've really not used while loop since we began with these daily code challenges, and I believe while loop is also an essential way to iterate through one's code, right? When you have string or arrays, even as you can use for loop, you can as well use while loop. But I think while loop can be daunting sometimes. People try to avoid the use of while loop, maybe because most times you use it as a starter, it could just crash the entire code and then you have to restart the system and all that. But today I want to show us a very easy way to use while loop, right? So i so i believe this is going to be a method is going to be benefit that is going to be that is going to benefit most of us, right? Especially those of us just starting out using while loop. All right. So this code, I'm going to implement it using for loop. Then after using for loop, I'll show you simple ways to convert your for loop to while loop, right? So let's get to it. Okay. So we're asked to look for the number of A's we have in each of the string, regardless of if the A is in lowercase or in uppercase. All A's are assumed to be the same, right? So like line 9 here, we have lowercase a, lowercase, uppercase a, then lowercase a. So we have three A's in line 9. So it returns 3 irrespective of the fact that we have a mixture of lowercase a and uppercase A, right? So that's how we are going to work this. Okay, let's head into the code implementation. Like I said, using the for loop. So we begin by writing the function keyword. We say function, and then we change the function name from name to a counter. Also, we change the function parameter to, let's call it string, right? So the next thing we need to do is we need to look through each of the characters in this string. How can we do that? We simply use a for loop. We say for, we change our index to I, change array here to str, and then remove this line of code. We simply don't need that, right? All right. Okay, so having written the logic for the loop, what next do we need to do? We need to write a condition that is going to show us that, okay, each of these string in each of the character in a string here is equal to a. So here we use the if statement. We say if, then write the condition. We say if string I, that means we are trying to look through every character in this string here. If string I equals lowercase a, or we use a double pipe symbol for or operation, right? So we say or string I is equal to uppercase A. What do we do? Then we count, right? We count the number of times that loop happens, right? So before we actually do that, we need to set a variable called count. Sorry for the uppercase. We say let count equals 0 because the default starting point for the count is 0, assuming we don't have any character that is a in the string, right? So we say 0. But the moment it encounters any character that is equal to a, counts increase by 1, and it keeps on increasing as long as it finds other characters that are equal to a in the string, right? So after writing this count plus plus, this count plus plus means we are updating the value of count by 1 depending on if a is found. Not just if a is found, but the number of a that is found in the string will be added to the count variable, right? So we return this count here by saying return counts. Let's save this and let's run our code. Okay, let's see what we have. What is the expected results we are supposed to have? All right, so we are expected to have 1, 2, and 3 as the results, right? You can see that here we also have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's look for another. Let's add one more invoked function to see if what we've done is correct. Let's add one here. Let's call it um, banana. Banana, right? Let's call it this way. So here we can see that we have two uppercase A's and one lowercase a, but it's still going to see everything as A, the same A's, right? Okay, so or let's rather say I have a banana, right? Or a piece of, or let's just write I have a banana, right? So that here we have four A's here. So we change this 3 to 4. Let's see if we are going to get 4 in our result as well. Okay, we don't have 4 here. Rather, we have 5. Let's count the number of A's we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So even I was wrong by saying 4, the code helped us to really tell us the correct result, which is 5. So this is how to implement this using the for loop. And like I promised, I said I was going to show us how to convert a for loop into a while loop. Very, very easy, right? So the first thing we need to do is to remove this for. We replace it with while. You don't run the code yet, else you get errors, right? Then you come here, you cut this, let I equals 0, you cut it from here, you place it here. The next thing you do as well, you cut I plus plus, then remove this semicolon. Now I plus plus should be directly inside the while loop. What I mean is this: we place it somewhere here. When you see count plus plus is in the while loop, quite all right, but it's inside the if statement in the while loop, so it's not directly in the while loop, right? So this is not where we are supposed to put I plus plus. I plus plus, as you can see, is directly inside the while loop because it's not in any other code implementation in the while loop. It's directly inside the while loop, right? So it's not nested. That's the word, right? So this is how we do it. We save this code. Now, if you don't write your while loop properly, it could, and you run your code, it could make your code crash, right? Your system might just freeze. So you have to close what you are doing to return back to the normal working environment. So let's run this and see if our code implementation works or if the entire code is going to freeze. All right, so I'm going to click on the play button to run the code. I click on it and it works, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 5. So this is a very easy way to convert your for loop into while loop. So if you are not so very used to the use of while loop, You can begin writing your code with for loop, and after when you are through, when you know that your code runs very well, just simply use this method to convert your for loop to while loop. All right, with that said, thanks very much. Thanks for joining on this call. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, right? And also don't forget to turn on the notification so that you can get notified when I upload new videos. All right, thanks for having me today, and bye.